But yeah, so Phoenix Suns, I watched them play last night. It's painful to watch Phoenix play this season, man. They got three great players, two Hall of Fame players for sure, with Booker and KD, and then Bill is a great player in his own right. They just can't seem to get it right, man. It's painful to watch them play. Like they play horrible basketball, horrible offense. I don't understand how they can't figure it out, but nonetheless, they got a win last night. Kevin Durant went off in the fourth quarter. Haven't seen that from him in a while, so that was good to see and watch. But with them having three good players like they have and being out of the playoff hunt now, First Take was having a conversation on if Devin Booker should want out of Phoenix. And this is what Stephen A. Smith said.
Of their last 14, should Devin Booker want out of Phoenix?
I think so. He's there. We've got to look at the Phoenix Suns situation. I mean, they went all in to get Kevin Durant, what have you. It's kind of inexplicable. When you think about Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, they're the only tandem in the league, averaging 26 a game. And somehow, some way, they can't win. They've lost 11 of their last 14. They're 5 games under 500. If the playoffs were to begin today, if the play-in was to begin today, they wouldn't even be in that. That is just pathetic. It is bad. And so you look at Mike Budenholzer. He's a champion as a coach. He can't pull the right buttons. You look at Beal, Durant, Booker. They can't get it together. Even when they're on the court, they got blown out. They got swept by Minnesota last year in the first round. They've lost all 3 meetings to Minnesota this season, okay? So Minnesota's dominating them with and without Karl Anthony Towns. You're just looking at them right now. There's no excuse for this whatsoever. And if I'm Devin Booker, here's what you're going to have to do if you're the Phoenix Suns. You have to move Kevin Durant or Devin Booker. If you don't move Devin Booker, you move Kevin Durant, you're going to get assets. But those assets that you're going to get is basically a reclamation project. If you're Booker, you don't want to stick around for that. Mm-hmm. So, therefore, you might want to leave because he's only about 28 years of age. So, you've been in the league for about 10 years. Yeah. You're just looking at them right now. You're just saying, this is an absolute positive mess. There's no way around it. And as far as I'm concerned, if I was him, I'd want out.
Ocho?
So, here's my thoughts on that. And I hate that the NBA has come to this. I hate that sports have come to this. Your best players just running from the grind. All for what? Because they want to chase a ring, right? And here's the crazy thing about it. I want to bring up 2 points. Number one, there's a clip of Spencer Dinwiddie. I can't remember whose podcast he was on, where he said, and Spencer Dinwiddie is I think he's Ivy League educated, very smart, money savvy. I mean, besides that mistake he made of signing a contract and asking for like half of it in crypto, and then the crypto kind of crashed, so he lost money. But other than that, he was forward thinking with that. But he's a very smart guy, right? And this is what he said, right? He said that I don't understand why guys on my level chase rings. The ring is not going to do nothing for your legacy. The only people who have a legacy that needs a ring attached to it are people who want to be in the GOAT debate. So if you're not on Larry Bird's level or Magic's level, right, or Shaq or Kobe's level, if you're not on their level, if you're not a generational talent where part of your legacy, it's easy for you to make the money. Every team in the league will pay you whatever salary you want. You can go to any team and get the same salary, right? That's not a question. You can get any endorsement deal you want. That's not a question. The only thing you need is to prove where you rank at all time, and you want to get rings to make sure that people talk about you and your legacy after you're done and retired. There's only 5 to 10 guys in the entire league at a given point. I don't even know if it's 10. It might just be 5. Like right now, KD, Steph, LeBron. I think that's it. KD, Steph, and LeBron are the only 3 that's in the league who need to be worrying about rings. Like, because if Dame Lillard gets 2 rings, who cares? The ring that Gary Payton got with the Miami Heat, what did that do for him? What did that do for Gary Payton when he got that? What did it do for Jason Williams White Chocolate to get that ring with Miami? The only people who that ring worked for is Wade and Shaq. Not Alonzo Mourning, nobody cares. Not Udonis Haslem, no one cares. Right? Not Gary Payton, not White Chocolate, not Antoine Walker, not even James. Was James Posey on that roster? I don't know. It don't matter who was on that roster. Only Shaq and Wade got their legacy enhanced by getting that ring. Right? X-Man, I wouldn't even say Jokic. Because when Jokic retire, no one's going to talk about him. He's going to go back to Serbia and raise his horses. No one's going to talk about him. Has anyone said anything about Yao Ming since he left? Has anyone said anything about Detlef Shrimp? Has anyone said anything about Arvydas Sabonis? Has anyone said anything about Vlade Divac? He's in the Hall of Fame. Yao Ming's in the Hall of Fame. You probably didn't even know Yao Ming got inducted. You didn't know Divac got inducted. Has anyone said anything about any foreigner other than Hakeem? So no, that doesn't like they don't have a legacy like that for real. Right? They just don't. They don't have no legacy. They're not going to be, the story of them is not going to be told in the same light with Larry Bird, Kareem, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Like they're not being told in it. No one's going to do a 30 for 30 on Jokic. Nobody. Nike won't even give him a shoe. So people chasing these people chasing these rings and turning money down. And I'm like, man, what in the world? So for you to say Booker needs to leave Phoenix for what? What if Booker leaves Phoenix and go get a ring with LeBron and freaking Luka in LA? It's going to be LeBron and Luka's ring. Booker just helped, like Chris Bosh, like Kevin Love. He just helped. As a matter of fact, the ring that LeBron got in Cleveland, that ring don't even extend to Kyrie Irving. That's LeBron's ring by himself. No Channing Frye, no Kevin Love, no Kyrie, none of that. That's LeBron's ring. No Ty Lue, LeBron. That's his ring. If you go help LeBron win in LA, it's his ring and Luka's. Booker, what is going to be the difference between Booker, Brandon Roy, and Allen Houston if he get a ring? If he turn down some money in Phoenix and go play with the LeBron and the Lakers and get a ring, what's going to be the difference between him and Allen Houston and Brandon Roy and Latrell Sprewell and Mitch Richmond? Like that's not going to put him in the Wade category or the Kobe category or the Michael Jordan category of shooting guards. He's not getting there. So no, I don't understand why we made up this thing that some player must leave his team to go chase a ring, especially at this age. The normal thing what stars did, right? Let's take, for example, Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Thomas created a group of players that had like minds. They all wanted to play tough. They wanted to play defense. They were about winning and working hard. So you got Isaiah, you got Dumars, you got Rodman, you got Rick Mahorn, you got Bill Laimbeer. You had Vinny the Microwave Johnson or Mark Aguirre. All of those players, right? Those was a squad. This is what we came with, right? And once we built a team with our coach Chuck Daly, and we got a bond, and we go out to the battle, and I'm gonna bring my guys, and we go play against your guys, and we go see who's the best. And when we found out we was the best and we won 2 straight championships and went to 3 in a row, right? Almost 3-peated. When we find out we're the best, we go ride the wheels till the wheels fall off, or we go ride the car till the wheels fall off. And then when someone comes and dethrone us, guess what we're gonna do? All right, boys, it's over. We can try one more time to beat them, but if we can't beat them, hey, it's time for us to hang it up. It's over, right? And people bowed out gracefully. You get what I'm saying? When Michael Jordan was building his team, getting his co-star, getting his role players, getting the right coach, and then once they was grown up and ready to dethrone the Pistons, and they dethroned the Pistons, all right, fellas, he got it now. It's his. Let's buy out. Let's bow out gracefully. Isaiah didn't say, nah, it's not over. I'm going to go team up with Magic in LA. And we can see if we can be. No, you came with your squad. You stayed on the king of the hill. You was the king of the hill for as long as possible. Michael Jordan and Pippen and his role players climbed up the hill, pulled you off the top, and then they got on the top and planted their flag. Now they're the king of the hill, right? If you can't go back up there with your same squad and pull them off and get back on top, then it's over. Bow out gracefully, right? Especially when you past your prime and you know you've given it your all, right? So that was one way for the champions to do it. But for the non-champions like Charles Barkley, look, I've tried it. I went my whole career trying to be the best player on my team. I got to 1 finals, couldn't get back, and now I'm at the end of my prime. I at least want to know what it feels like to win one. So at the end of my prime or past my prime, I'm going to go join another player that's toward the end of his prime and see if I can win one with him. He's already run one. Maybe he can show me something I didn't know that I couldn't do as a leader. Hakeem, he did it as a number 1. I couldn't do it as number 1. So now when I'm at the end of my time, I'm going to join Hakeem and see if I can get one with him. The reason why that's important is because it makes everything clear to us, right? It's easy for us to rack and stack players. We got Michael Jordan as a number 1, was able to do it, 3-peat. Barkley as a number 1 wasn't able to do it. So now we can easily see the hierarchy between Michael and Barkley, right? But if Michael Jordan went and got 3 rings as a number 1 and Barkley couldn't do it, but he didn't wait to the end of his prime. Let's say when he was 26, he decided to go join Hakeem. And then him or Hakeem get 3 rings, and then Barkley try to say, I'm just as good as Michael Jordan because I got 3 rings too. That don't match. That muddies the water for us. That make things not clear. That's what LeBron did, and that's what he made everyone start doing. Before, hey man, I'm gonna do what I can do as long as I can do it. And then when I get dethroned, it's over. Or I'm gonna try to get it. And if I can't get it, when I get to the end, I might join up with another superstar just so I can see what it feels like. I'm not doing it so I can be in Michael Jordan's space. I'm doing it because I've never seen what it felt like, and I'm about to retire, and I just want to win one, at least one. That's what KG did. He stayed in Minnesota all that time. And then toward the end, he was like, I at least want to see what it feels like. And he went to Boston and joined the super team. But what that does, though, is it shows a clear difference between Tim Duncan and Garnett. So it's easily for us to say Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward of all time. But if KG would have quit trying to get it done in Minnesota real early and went and joined Kobe in LA and got 4 with Kobe or 5 with Kobe, then it'd be hard for us to determine who's better between Duncan and Garnett because they both got 5 rings. It'd be a debate, but now it's easy, right? So when LeBron was in Cleveland and couldn't get it, you just got to stay there like Tim Duncan, like Kevin Garnett did, and like Charles Barkley did, and like Isaiah Thomas, or who else? Karl Malone and Stockton, Gary Payton. You got to stay there and keep trying because the guy that you want to be compared with use that standard. So what would have happened is you probably would have got one in Cleveland like Dirk got in Dallas. You would have kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and you would have seen how hard it was for Michael Jordan to do it as a number one in Chicago. You would have seen how hard it was. But what you did is said, they're comparing me to Michael Jordan, and I'm in year 6 already, and I keep getting put out by not Detroit, but I keep getting put out by Orlando or Boston. And those Michael Jordan comparisons is about to stop. So what I'm gonna do while I'm in my prime is I'm gonna go join Chris Bosh and D Wade, and I'm gonna force me a ring out. And then when it's all said and done, now he got 4. And now people saying, "Oh man, we can compare him to Jordan. He got 4 rings." Yeah, but he got it in the sleazy way. He didn't do it the way the Stars was doing it. He did it the sleazy way. And that's what they're trying to tell Devin Booker to do. They're telling Devin Booker to leave Phoenix. For what? Devin Booker is the one not getting it done. Phoenix has bent over backwards for Devin Booker. They're not getting it done. He's not doing something right. He the one who let Luka come back on them when they was up in the series. He the one who had a 2-1 lead on Giannis and Milwaukee Bucks in the finals and couldn't get it done. That's on Devin Booker. What you running from Phoenix from? Stay in Phoenix and do what you can do. Change the whole concept of what the NBA is doing now. Steph is teaming up with KD. KD leaving his throne and teaming up with Steph and his kingdom. LeBron jumping from team to team, and like LeBron done did everything. He done went to somebody else's team. He done had people come to his team. Like, good grief. He really want to play with everyone. Just help me get my ring. And he's doing it the sleazy way, and he want to be compared to freaking Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. You got to be freaking kidding me. Devin Booker, stay where you at. There's a such thing called go down with the ship. That's what the captain of the ship, if the ship ever sinks, it'll be the wrong thing to do for the captain to be the first one off the ship in the life raft or lifeboat. They say, man, a captain, you be the last one to get off or go down with the ship. People inviting people to their ship, and then when it starts sinking, they the first one off. It's your ship. If it sunk, you did something wrong as a captain. You didn't make sure all these checks was done and all this maintenance was done. You hit an iceberg. No, you go down with the ship. You let us get these life rafts. What you look like the captain, and you done put all these people in danger and hit an iceberg, and then now you the first one off the freaking ship. No, go down with the ship, Devin Booker. Go down with the ship like Karl Malone and John Stockton did. Don't take a life raft off the sinking ship. Stay there and finish. And freaking First Take and Stephen A. Smith entertaining this jump. Talking about yeah, you should want out of there because y'all ain't doing. Who cares what you it might not be meant for you to win, Booker. You might be the Charles Barkley of the NBA. You might be Carmelo Anthony. Everybody can't win it. So I mean, I don't understand. Like, it's insane. Super chats. Let's get to them. Evo shots. $5 super chat. KD and Curry played together for 2 of theirs, and LeBron played with everybody for 3.5. and he literally played with everybody. GOAT debate starts when you win at least 13 peat. Oh, at least 1 3-peat. Okay. Well, I will say this. I think the GOAT debate starts when you are as good of a player as Michael Jordan. Because if he's the current GOAT, I don't care if you get 4, 5, 6 rings. We might can have a conversation if you get 7, because then we have to have a conversation. But the ring count is not going to count to me if you're not a better player than Michael Jordan. Like, you have to be a better player than him first. That's the first step. Be better than Mike. Then if you become as good or better than Mike, now go get more than 6 rings. That's a start. But the debate don't start if you're not as good as him. And the only person that's got as good as Mike is Kobe. We still waiting to see a player as good as Mike. Still ain't seen it. It's Kobe. That's it. And he wasn't even as good as Mike. He was just the closest one. Mike still cleared him easily. But Kobe was the closest one. There's nobody else even close. Michael Jordan is a standard that can't be reached as a player. I just haven't seen it. Kobe almost got there. So Kobe is the more reachable standard. Get as good as Kobe first. Try that. Does a ring this year count for LeBron since he is a sidekick now? Also, if they lose, will his pride stop him from playing on Luka's team next year? Man, that's a good question. A ring this year count for LeBron? Yeah, it count. I mean, he was a sidekick in Miami. I mean, they lost to Dallas the year that he was really a sidekick, but after that, D Wade took a step back, and LeBron led. But I mean, you can kind of say, it's a super team, man. Like, the same penalty that people give Kobe Bryant for playing with Shaq as a number 2 is the same penalty you should get for playing on a super team. So when you really look at the nitty gritty of it, or the net of it, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, I wouldn't call them a super team, but the fact that you called the biggest, baddest man in the land to come and help you get 2 rings, I would even put those on the shelf. But the ring he got without KD and the second ring he got without KD, okay, let's count those. So he's got 2. Kevin Durant's got 0. LeBron's got 1. The one he won in Cleveland. Can't count the super team in Miami, the 2 in Miami. And then the bubble, I mean, that's even worse than the super team. Like, you force people to go and play basketball in the bubble during a pandemic in the middle of the George Floyd fiasco, all because you knew your team had a good opportunity to win it because AD was healthy. And it was just a great opportunity. Nobody else, like Carmelo, didn't even want to play in the bubble. You know what I mean? It was a lot of players that was opting out. And you had already had the inside scoop with Adam Silver that if you can convince everybody to play to save the league, we'll make it worth your while. So LeBron already knew he was getting that ring before they even went in the bubble. Right? So he made everybody go in the bubble because he needed that ring for his legacy. I don't count that one. That's even worse than the super team. So he got 1 ring. Steph got 2. LeBron got 1. Kevin Durant got 0. Wade got 1. Kobe got 2. Because if y'all don't want to count his 3-peat with Shaq, Kobe got 2. Right? Dirk got 1. You know, that's how I look at it. Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, 0. Right. So if you really want to be fair and don't count the super teams and the sidekicks and all that stuff, that's how it stacks out. That's how it stacks out. Mr. Steele said this is a little kid channel. Oh, Mr. Steele Life, little kid channel. Let me show you how this kid can block your ass. Mr. Steele Life. Goodbye. Banned for life. Mr. Steele Life. This a little kid channel. Mr. Steele Life. Oh man. All right. So we got one last. As a matter of fact, before we even get there, right? Kelly Oubre, this was a couple of years ago when he was just talking about well, I just played this, what he said.
I think that this game today is a little bit more soft. So to call anybody, a GOAT nowadays is, pretty much disrespectful to the hard-earned, awards and accolades that Mike and Kobe have won. And I think Michael Jordan is the GOAT because simple fact that he just wasn't denied, he wasn't able to be denied.
And he said you can't even call nobody in this era the GOAT because it's so soft. He said it's disrespectful for the guys like Mike and Kobe to even call somebody in this era the GOAT. Amazing.